What's up, everyone? Hope you've been well. Yeah, my video on the National Justice Party, it's like got more views than any video I've ever made. Got a lot of upset people throwing their feces around, talking in the chat, making comments, but it's pretty interesting. So what? It's been a couple weeks, and I've seen some buzz about it, but you search it and not too many views on their videos. A couple hundred, a couple with a couple thousand, but it looks to be a small group of people. But what I wanted to say is for anybody new to the scene who's young and naive, doesn't really know what's going on, I was just going to say to, use these guys for entertainment value, but not to get involved in any movements like this. Um, you're either going to get doxxed, find yourself out of a job, you're going to be motivated to violence like some of their past members, or be the victim of violence yourself. This is a picture. I think it's interesting. Here's Enoch right here, the chairman of the NJP, and here we got Alex Fields, who who got indoctrinated by this movement, decided he was going to drive his car into a group of people. He's going to be in jail for the rest of his life, um, unless Mike Enoch becomes the president and pardons him. Which were those federal charges? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not going to happen anyway. Here's Taylor Wilson, who decided he was going to hijack a train with a gun in Missouri, I believe. I don't know. You can Google it. The story's out there. But um, are these the guys whose footsteps you want to follow in? So here's one picture. Yeah, with all these people. Oh yeah, there's Alex McNabb too. Um, two of them are, well, not in jail for the rest of their life, but two of them are violent felons who were in jail for at least a decade. One of them for life. So it's just a funny coincidence that that's what happens to his followers. Some of them, anyway. And in one picture, no less. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, Antifa's capabilities are crazy. If you go and follow some of the Antifa accounts and how they uncover who these people are, they have voice recognition. They're building databases on everybody they possibly can, even starting with Anon Twitter accounts, and they're using voice recognition, facial recognition. If they're not using it now, they're probably going to try to incorporate that to build profiles on people. And I went to a rally and I was docked myself. Um, my life wasn't totally ruined by it because I wasn't a crazy believer like some of these guys are, but that's what happened to me. So I don't want that to happen to anybody else who's young and naive. For the true blue idiots, I mean, I care less about them. They're they're kind of on their beyond hope at this point, but it's just for young naive people that are coming across a political party who's advocating on behalf of convicted terrorists like James Fields, trying to tell people that the Holocaust didn't happen. And I can't even imagine the mindset of someone who actually believes that, because it's impossible to imagine unless you actually do believe that. So you'd imagine that it's a big conspiracy, and this conspiracy is being hoisted upon all of us. So I can't even imagine what else you would believe if you believe that. So I just don't want to see young people get poisoned. Uh, this is another genius, a young guy who's active in the movement. Thought he was going to post TRS flyers in his neighborhood, find out who he was, and like ran him out of town. You can read about this kind of stuff on Twitter. This is one of the speakers at Charlottesville who's been locked up for a while. It's like, these guys don't have a good track record with the law and sanity, I would say. So anyone who's in this movement knows this, but anyone who's new to it might not be aware of all this. This is Vic Mackey. If you read about how Antifa found this guy, it's like he had a very low profile online, and they went and dug, found out who he was. They just spend an enormous amount of resources on unmasking who these guys are. So, and it's kind of only a matter of time. Like if you're in the movement, you're gonna be unmasked or worse. Like being doxxed isn't the worst thing that can happen to you. You end up in prison or dead. Um, None of them are very good options. But and what do? They indoctrinate people. They lie to people. You know, they use followers, and they can get in trouble themselves too. But it's like, okay, it's a cult basically. Yeah, the cult leader, some harm could come to them, but not before harm comes to their followers. So you should do what I do, which is read about these guys, follow them on Twitter, laugh at them, but don't put yourself in harm's way or anything like that. But I think them forming their own political party, whatever, if it even is a political party, it's the best thing that can happen. Like let them self-segregate, let them build their own ghetto, and let them go into it so they can't harm anybody else. It's what they want to do. I think it's a stupid strategy. Yeah, they're going to get more followers and more naive people, which hopefully isn't you, to come follow them and do their bidding. But they're also going to grow their haters probably by a factor of 10 or 100 for every follower they get. So like what real impact can they really have? They can only destroy and ruin. They can't It's not a successful movement in that respect. Um, what else did I have in my mind? Yeah, electorally, no, it's not viable at all. There's a bunch of other third parties. Donald Trump showed the way to success is not third party. He would have been a laughing stock. Instead, he took over the Republican Party and won the presidency. In what might be the biggest presidential upset ever. Let's see what happens with the next one. But let's not tell them their strategy is stupid. Let's just see them act like clowns. But yeah, look at this guy's articles. Look at Stryker's articles and go and fact check. It's they're all complete bullshit. But his believers believe this. It's similar to a cult. You know, he says they say James Fields is a good boy who didn't do nothing wrong. He was just on his way home from choir practice, and Zog locked him up for the rest of his life. And people believe this. Go read the court cases. Go read other sources. For every case that he mentions, for example, he covered Vic Mackey, and he made it seem like Vic Mackey was he had his weapons taken away, and they searched his house because of racist comments online. Yet no mention of all the death threats, all the terroristic threats he made. So if you follow this guy and believe him, like he's your guru, well, that's on you if you're that stupid. Now this article did get a bunch of views, like 9,500 views, so it's not nothing. But between journalists and people that are just curious or looking for entertainment, I don't really know. But it's hilarious. It's hilarious to read these articles. It's a rare privilege to be able to record history while partaking in it. Yet there I was. Doesn't it sound like, Hitler talking in Mein Kampf? Yeah, it might be history. It's going to be funny history. Um, I arrived on Friday, August 14th, after a long drive to our venue, somewhere in the Northeast. Like he's describing this thing like it was some type of incredible fucking event. It was in a barn. Like, couldn't they have gotten a better background? I'm surprised that they It didn't have like some fascist inspired artwork in the background. Instead, it was a fucking barn. But anyway, yeah, you can read these articles. I read them, they're hilarious. I follow their Twitters. Um, no harm in doing that, but don't get duped by these morons into actually partaking in an actual movement and then getting doxxed, arrested, killed, fired, etc. So don't be stupid like I was in the past. Our world is full of laughter, love, and hope, while anarchist and communist groups are riddled with paranoia. Oh, yeah, there's no paranoia. There's no paranoia in the alt right. They're just trying to tell you that they made up the Holocaust and made you believe it, and they locked up James Fields for no reason. He's a political prisoner. Yeah, there's no paranoia there, and violence. I think we covered that. Um, I don't know. These articles are just funny, but this is the phase where they started a new political party. Like, it's growing. People are waking up. We're taking action. We're gonna do something, and then something's gonna happen, like the Charlottesville debacle. They're gonna fail, and it won't be their fault. It'll be the Jews, the communists have ruined our movement. Like, we should be ascendant, but we're not because everybody's against us, for no reason at all. So it'll be hilarious. I'm definitely a fan, entertainment wise, of the National Justice League, but like I said, young, naive people, uh, don't do anything stupid to fuck up your life. That's what these people are depending on. And they profess to, be big fans of James Fields, but if they actually cared about James Fields, they wouldn't have indoctrinated him in the first place and put him in that situation. So that's about all. I was just motivated by all of the feces flinging comments that I got on my last video. A lot of anger. A lot of anger. Anyway, everyone have a good week and steer clear of the National Justice Party. Only use for entertainment value, and don't get too close.